Hello, everybody. Del Ray Cross here. I'm going to read some anachronisms for you. I did this about a week ago Sunday, which is a week ago yesterday, I guess. And it went well, but it wasn't really officially kind of a fundraiser. I didn't do it as an official fundraiser during the event. This time I'm going to do it as a fundraiser, and reason I'm going to do that is because on the 24th, my phone will go dead if I don't pay for it, and that's about $300 and something. And then I have several other debts, and if I can get over the hump this month, I'll be able to do it from here on out for the rest of the year till I get a job. I had a good interview on Monday or on Friday. So I'm starting to get interviews again, and we'll see what happens. But I do need money, and I don't want to do a GoFundMe campaign. I want to at least do something for it. So what I thought I would do is kind of do some poems, of course, that I did not do the last time. So let me find a spot here where I was planning on starting, which would be, I think, January of 2006. And I'll just move through January of 2006. And if you have questions, by the way, let me just actually set myself up so that I can see your questions here. With the live stream, which is going on here. I'm going to take it out, put it right here, so that in case you're welcome to chat, you're welcome to do whatever you'd like, make comments. And the way to give money is right there in the top of it's shampoopoetry@yahoo.com via PayPal. So anyway, here I go back to where I was. Which of course I've lost place. Just 1 second. Thank you. Here, Anachronisms, and I am going to January of 2006 to begin, and see if I can do it without my glasses. On Monday, January the 2nd, 2006, I posted Anachronism 115. Here it goes. An autobiographical ant leaf crosses Loretta. Conservative skaters roll $400 into 401k. Screwed by a white ass. One thing about green couches. Hid your red smile in the pillow. Big lily pads, broil, vocabulary. Booked Bayward, crawfish with choked cat. I'm harboring resentment, which equals feelings. I have a little coffee, and then I'll probably switch to water here. Tuesday, January the 3rd, 2006. Again, this is a fundraiser. I believe that you can see in the text underneath the live stream that the fundraiser is, you can give money by sending to shampoopoetry@yahoo.com via PayPal. And I'm happy to explain the reasons why I need that this is so pressing today, why I'm raising money, why I hate raising money, all that other good stuff. I really, really do hate it. But I kind of am in need. This is number 141 of the Anachronisms, posted Tuesday, January the 3rd, 2006. Today I am 30 and purple roofness. I'm 58 today, actually. I got a total of 1.5 birthday cakenesses. I shared one and broke down. We invited many of the housewarming. By the end of our conversation, we were both balding. Me. In country and Western time, believe it or not. Then I licked his bonus and felt the building shake. This from the 28th floor. I'm 30. Time for tightest goals or goalnesses. Exercise, done. No, nada. There are just bits of the $500, week paycheck in the recycle bin, a new apartment, drive a silver car across the world with the loveness. Same thing as always, this mutability, only time bitter. Better mutableness, better book list, blurkness. Today I'm a total of 1.5 birthdays, breaking down, automatically deposited. I shared one housewarming, and by the end of my 30s was bolderness in the country and Western. Marry domesticness and clean up after self, yes. And this from a child of many 500s. 500nesses. I'm reminded that I should be sending out reminders to some folks that I'm doing this. So I'm going to share this. So if you don't mind, I'm going to try to share this a couple times to Facebook, for example, while I'm in the middle of it. Okay, there's one that just went to Facebook. And let me do a couple more sharing here while I'm at it here. Let me share to, let's see if I can share to, that's just going to share to, I'll turn my things off here. Okay, so let me get back to where I was, if I can. Right here. Close this. Oh, just this is what I should share to. This is what I should share to. Here we go. Share link to X. Can't believe I'm just now doing this, but probably nobody else is on here. And then that's good. That's good. Oh, I don't do this, so that's going to go to post. Post that one. Oh, I think I already did. All right. And then that's good for now. So I've shared the live stream. Here I am again. Back to Wednesday, January the 4th, 2006. I'm reading Anachronism number 117. My eyes work well in this light. And why do I always start with the smaller stuff, the bigger bangs? A what? A web of events, eating on chemo and screwed in the head in the sweat of the fog, a horsefly. Your eyes flit from everything but me to everything but me. They are such eyes. I send them some purple flowers and they says it has to be a 2-bedroom deal and it has to be cheaps. And they's gotten shit-faced, those eyes, in morning of my birthday. And of course, they's a total dork. The sake is always unfiltered. Then we got lost driving me home. This was actually fun. Like those years, we was so fucked up. But now, for my goal of writing a novel before I'm 33. Thursday, January the 5th, 2006. This is the 4th poem I've read so far here today. It's number 118. Eat my potato chips. 2 swallows. Fuck it. French licked eucalyptus. Fuck it. Stark coffee, plum-colored flowers. I was having interesting times, I guess. Friday, January the 6th, 2006, number 119. The Romance of Botolph's, that was the name of a cafe, in the Cafe of the Barefoot Moon, which had found me in its romance, was almost eating up the lost smoke of the 14 hills. I'm no boyfriend. Being there for a while in the dark, was lost in the romance of the buskers, and topped off with a swinger bar on Tremont, where we had no dinner. All the sparks figured in. That moon at Botolph's, when we just splashed our faces with a little grapefruit into the vodka, was when the romance ate me up. It had been a while. Speaking of busking, I really had meant to do this as a busking kind of event at one point, and then decided I really didn't have the wherewithal because I needed an amp and a microphone, I suppose. But if this doesn't work, you might catch me tomorrow out busking somewhere, or for the next few days. Who knows? Monday, January the 9th, my mother's birthday, 2006, number 120. I'm glad you've confirmed he graduated recently. And confirmed, is he a producer and some kind of writer? It is a right more barefoot than the sweet praying mantis or the gills in the cinema swallowing like they want to be full of and needed less by a loved man, a bit cheesy as it is. There are many different ways a fog can roll sloppily over the backdrop or through it. I'm going to go turn out a light so that I'm not so blinding. Tuesday, January the 10th, 2006. Your trips to the country, this is number 121. Your trips to the country over a bombardment of fears. I wonder if I examined the months that had the most quality, would I sit, have a Band-Aid around my thumb, rollerblade injury? This from walking by online. Latest in sexual news. I don't know. It's more what I dreamt about him last night. Today we plan on skating along the Charles and around the Christian Science Mother Church. I learned how to rollerblade there in Boston. Wednesday, January the 11th, 2006, number 122. A new coolness in a crackpot whose son is about to go away into the Navy. I had such a good time. Tender and green in the laundry room breeze. Today's coach approach is something of a dithering sweat gland near toasted tips of Partridge Family. The entire pack parties in a real red punch bowl. I just called him up on my Norman Mailer cell phone. But hey, mister, not that you care, but I'm unavailable. Thursday, January the 12th, 2006. Number 123. The teacher can see me. See? I'm having a sports smoothie to clear my mind. I can't be funny. Text by thumb, I solemnly swear. I know my connection is very good. Work brain, work. Work brain, work. One of the guests said the canopy bed is nasty. P.S. I've stopped taking Prozac again. That would have been a long time ago. Friday, January the 13th, 2006, 124 of the Anachronisms was posted on that day by me, sitting in front of his apartment on a fine summer day. Chicken with jalapenos and bleeding rollers is so Disney, is so Disney's new flick, which goes good with the diet thing. My telephone asks me, how many blocks from Post to California? And I eat most nutritious stuff and coffee with equal. No blue skies. It's sweltering on a fine day with a scrape and a super special dental treatment. Walk in. Mom says she is officially diabetic again. I'm hungry, but my gut is going poorly. Shit, should I buzz his door again? It's like I'm playing a stalker there, huh? Monday, January the 16th, 2006. Too sacked out in a relationship, a communist in two necks of a nip. Too much is too much. Is not free. You mustn't change. You know how much to appreciate three. You mush even out the three pricks, but don't you wish each came at least thrice? Oh, orange rush. Oh, two blue blight. Oh, red Stalinist. Oh, obstacle on a commuter rail to Rhode Island, America's Providence. And speaking of dread in a three-car pileup, I cuddle my pillow and roll over a communist. Then I nip two, maybe three distant dreams in the rear view mirror. Snap two photographs of bridges. One at least is objective. One is humanism. One is an uncle's tongue ending in love with some other's tongue, distant need. Some other tongue's distant need. And hence I do this, a one and a two and a three. Okay. Tuesday, January the 17th, 2006, number 126. I posted to the Anachronisms blog. Again, this is Delray Cross, reading Anachronisms. There's a butterfly in the dryer with the blue sheets today. I worked my stained blue slacks, an old white shirt, my orange tie under wraps, but in a nice location. I don't know what cries behind the closet door, but it's no more poetic than the droll garden with its hums and the other hums from where the trash can sits. Even though I can't feel half myself, I'm out of the frying pan and into the lotus position. Look, it's a nut in the sky. Tiny, tiny. I'm going to keep going through January of 2006. I started doing these in July of 2005. Last week I read several from 2005. This week I'm just reading the first of the ones from 2006 to begin anyway. Wednesday, January the 18th, 2006, number 127. Seems like a bunch of quotes and then a little bit of a poem. The first one is, I've seen people roll their eyes at you. That was sitting in the Westin, kicking the bucket. The people who believe this lose 2 pounds per week. That's where one flirts. Not a drink till July 24th. But I can do anything. And that is on a red eye watching the Manchurian Candidate. Or Cameron Diaz is terribly moody. And then the fourth quote, meet more folks in the mall and we're going to have dinner somewhere. And it is, remember the kisses at bedtime, both times I stayed over? Through the window, we could just see the chandelier with wings. Light bulbs with wings. We couldn't go inside. The hill was very steep. We wanted it. Each of us wanted it differently. Look back at the view. Thursday, January the 19th, 2006, I posted Anachronism 128 to the Anachronisms blog. I've done 4,975 of these things, so that's why I said 1,000, nearly there. Most people don't think. Most people don't think. It's the same with Hollywood. Losing 5 pounds, don't think. It's the same with the poached salmon salad. I'm poor, so what? We can still see the fabulous men. It's the same with Hollywood's famous cooks and restaurants. We had a nice long talk. Things got okay. I lost 5 pounds. This time over a haircut. He was trying to provoke me. Well, he just called. These pills are calling me in the gut. My gut sure doesn't like it. Doesn't like the poached salmon salad. I'm poor, but I will get my hair cut for some guy watching 8.5. 2 years ago today was my first trip here with, there's an ellipsis. That's the end of the poem. Again, this is Delray Cross. I'm reading Anachronisms. I know I don't think anybody's here yet. I just did this just right off the top. I didn't even advertise it except really quickly right when I started. So it'll go in perpetuity, and hopefully we'll see what happens, I guess. But I am looking for a few dollars so that I can make it through the month. And the way to do that is through PayPal. And I think I note that at the top of the note here, right underneath the live stream. Friday, January the 20th, 2006, number 129. Suppose some twisted caper on the carpet, some crime of sucking and falling like wise men all through the interesting night and the progressive day, some pre-relationship jazz all the way through elopement, some star-studded belt slipping off and into the landscape, rolling down the dreamscape and into the living room where we watch French movies and read modern poetry. Suppose blading from downtown into the darkness. Suppose it was all very good, except for the exotic, and getting a little depressed about the money. Suppose this sweet ritual we've been practicing in the yellow room. Suppose when I bust a hole in my shirt, we don't have to feel bad about it. The truth is only in the skin. Suppose some swollen dictionary appears and we grab it and we honestly deal with it. We blow it and we get truly involved. That was January the 20th, 2006. This one is Monday. Posted Monday, January the 23rd, 2006. It's number 130 of the Anachronisms. The moon is purple. The television reigns blankly. The coffee waits for the phone. Laundry. Simple messages after each paycheck. A motorcycle drones, the distant hillside wasps, those lights, the yellow ones which sparkle or glint. I finish what I've just begun. On Tuesday, January the 24th, 2006, I posted Anachronism 131. It goes like this. Days go, a cat breathes, loud, 2 rooms, somebody steps up, a triple-decker, says, go days, go breath, breathe my name for them, a cemetery, somebody left. We traveled loud with flowers, who misses being just walk, tired of wanting, days go, worry. Why do I let myself worry? Why do I let myself worry? A loud day and inescapable mouth. Wednesday, January the 25th, 2006, I posted Anachronism 132. Well, now I'm splurging. I had a veggie sandwich and a national thrift charter. Also, I'm having my feet baked. Analysts say they are quite prominent. It's the most food I've eaten in a month. This, along with significant brokerage and trading operations, makes it time for coffee. I met him online. That's the power of love. It shifts the burden of processing bad payments or makes 2 wrongs right. Consumer lending stayed strong. Beef fell to the floor. But I'm not focused on acquisitions. I swear I'll call to make sure the savings plan is in place. And then maybe I'll just give them my keys and tell them to have at it. Thursday, January the 26th, 2006. 133 was posted to the Anachronisms blog. The morning I woke on the wrong side. My core business was on administrative leave. Where's my head? Somewhere outside of Bangor, Maine. Both the number of accounts and deposits were up a quarter at the family cottage, and a double bed and electric heaters. Regulators did not appear to have been involved. I'm sitting on the boat dock, which has expanded into new markets. It is so beautiful. The two of us submit a merger application. The waves roll in above the cruise ship last week. It cooled down just in time for some new leaves. We're looking for ways to increase transaction volume. The sky over the awe-struck cityscape. It began to rain. I packed for my trip. He said, I'll always be there for him. He'll be moving for good. Would it be okay if he stayed with me? Change-offs and delinquencies rose just as the triangulation dropped. I had broccoli, spinach, and mental stability. All the whitecaps have erupted. Now look who's cocky. Friday, January the 27th, 2006, I posted Anachronism 134 to the Anachronisms blog. Even though the day got ugly, I embraced my insecurities. I admit that I am an obstacle for potential buyers. Having just paid for my new apartment, I went walking around the cemetery. Factor in my attitude towards profits from referrals. It's beautiful, eerie. He accused me of being a bad boyfriend. I emphasized my consumer gains, why I was a poet, a scrapbook of tombstones. Monday, January the 30th, number 2006, or Monday, January the 30th of 2006, I posted Anachronism 235. It says A, which means I posted another 235 somewhere. Two crows divulged in the hood, and I, sitting on a park bench in the common, watched two ducks glide across the pond, listened to a variety of duck languages. Now for swan, a Swanish language. And I press record, I become an addict. After I press record, I become an addict. After I eat a peach, I get a hard-on. The fork in the road never looked better than in my mouth. Please don't leave me alone with a capitalistic culture. Please don't flash me two crows on a runway, sexed out in such inappropriately costumed flesh that all the other birds have flown beneath the canopy. Having just been cruised with severity, I'm not sure how much we have resolved. However, it was not a nice conversation. Okay, now I'm about to fall asleep. Tuesday, January the 30th, 2006, number 136. I can't break it off, all this text. Then, in the middle of the day, I write with it, checking out 2 library books. Right after getting my first 2 fillings ever, guess what? Rainy season is here. After life's organization or lack thereof, an ego is maintained. The ego flourishes. The contemporary compendium to ego. Ego on a platter. It's not really ego. How many egos? Let's play the game of being back in the routine in front of a magazine rack, watching what people pick off the shelves. In the sandbox with egos. With nails and teeth, hammer and brains, and this cute kid is looking at what? Guitar magazines. That was January of 2006. I'm going to go on to February of 2006, then I'll move to a different time period here. February of 2006 has 20 poems in it that I wrote. First being Wednesday, February the 1st, 2006. My grandmother, and this is number 137, died today. I got to tell her I love her. I got to tell her I love her now. 7 a.m., Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, driving home. And last night and today, my job, quickly drive through Maryland. In these shoes, I'd rather remember hints of burst bruise over the bay, another cup, and I'll be there. Thursday, February the 2nd, 2006, number 138 was posted to the Anachronisms blog. It is this lake of love between Knoxville and Nashville, a poetic claw in my heart, like the tip of the brine-sopped rock I climbed, seeking not the tenderest avenue, nor the thunderest, ceilingless, here in a place called the Bean Pot. Dad called. He wanted me to stay with him for my grandmother. I buy the blackest jacket. The Appalachians are peaceful and movingly eventful. I feel very scruffy and I have to pee. There's nothing left to scratch. Puke until you forget your country. Friday, February the 2nd, or 3rd, sorry, 2006. Here's a short poem called 139 of the Anachronisms. Today I was driving home in the rain, thinking about a poem entitled To My Brother, who held my grandmother's hand as she died. Monday, February the 6th, 2006, number 140 of the Anachronisms I posted. Keep the awareness. We are officially seeing each other again. Patter of rain, eucalyptus berries, wet, lingering. Was I able to ascertain what? That the trip back was longer than the trip down? And my nerves, which is worse? Breakups, elections, or death? Tuesday, February the 7th, 2006, number 141. Now let me take the time to absorb it. My recollection and more, a sogged roof, instant messages, quickening my decision to call in sick. My moving forward or sideways, mouthing up to the raindrops. There's a whole lot to swallow. What remains is obviously the most important. To find it somewhere in the bins, the boxes I've yet to unpack. Take everything simply as it comes to me. The cleanest of all, rain showers, cleansing the rooftops, the sidewalks, the rusted pipes, and the escape ladders. Do I walk out the doorway? Wednesday, February the 8th, 2006. 142 of the Anachronisms I posted. I lost him, or that's more of a question. I lost him on the edge of Pennsylvania and New York. A friend calls from some such saying she is pretty much sleeping, having slept now for many years. Hot today. Pillow on top of laptop on top of pillow. I took a nap beside Jamaica Pond. 3 honks, hazy. I took a nap on a park bench underneath a big oak tree. I stopped calling, stopped worrying. He is safely inside my heart. Cheep, cheep, Twitter chirp. Bonjour, Barber Joe. Bonjour, birds. Thursday, February the 9th, 2006, I posted Anachronism 143. This metropolis, what I have, is fog lifted before 11, is fog. Is didn't lift till around 11. My arms around the physics is swiftly walking in the fog, brushing your hand swiftly, is fog. Didn't lift. I lost a little arm in love, 11 days. First time in a long stretch. It is lifted in me, lifted. Didn't lift. Mostly lifted. The best ever. Is this little metropolis? Or of last night, a darker little metropolis, a warmer than the day. I am inside. A night warmer than day under a bridge, crumbling again. Not so swiftly. I'm holding your hand swiftly, single file through the construction, crumbling, no fog, block by block. Holding your hand, warmest is. Warmest ever night, warmest than the day, warmer than the day. I am next morning, waking up next to you. I am next morning, is showering with you, is scrubbing with mint shampoo. My little metropolis, this fog, this didn't lift. I love this fog. I love this fog in you, of you. I am this fog in me. I love what happens in my heart with the fog and without it. Every time and everywhere, brushing your hand, crumbling, hand-holding swiftly, slowly under a bridge, day or night. Now it's noon. Something sweet is something is gone, was fog. Fog's gone. Was brushing your hand, this crumbling fog. I should note that these pieces are of a pair. I mean, I was reading diary entries from, this would have been back when I lived in Boston many years ago, and my grandmother had passed away, at that time. But I was also living I started writing these when I was living in San Francisco. So the fog is obviously San Francisco fog, I think. Each of these are anachronistic in that particular way. I'm taking diary entries from the past and what's going on around me in the present and kind of melding them in some way. Okay, let's get to February here. February the 10th, 2006, number 144. Filch the fair wind, 7 days till famine, and I move my place, having the good walk on nails toward the end of famine, a stressful work week. He lost his job, a flare of button loop, just the way of inserting a brand new jump. Framing joblessness, jumping back into a great love, my life, of travel to room with me, the torture of birthdays and famine. I believe those deaths, tips of islands, those foreign currents, sort of parched in the shower of lunch, a quest for mint, a jealousy that brings rich famine, to dance for fun and music. I walk up just to laugh at you or with you, not to joke, and just mean it 150%. Monday, February 13th, 2006 is number 145. It's separated into 4 sections. A, ice polar morning, Christmas elements, flutter like Macy's red-blue flag, the black rooster on the yellow t-shirts, gingerbread volcano. B, if you listen creatively, I can erase red nose like blug, 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 like lip movements in the shower of memory, an orchid morning of self-splutter. C, the telephone call about SUV laughter, too much baby's butter on the pancakes, too much. This is before the birth of Starbucks and total body shutdown. D, the good news from iPod. God bless us, everyone. Tuesday, February the 14th, 2006, number 146. Princess Diana is dead. My hair is buzzed. I live in a new apartment. 2 trolley cars meet at Saks Fifth Avenue. 7 boys carry cow boxes through Union Square, a walking advertisement. I love my yellow living room. Wednesday, February the 15th, 2006, number 147. Because if it is simply for myself, why would anybody else want it? 2 pigeons dancing on a rooftop. Anything to get me like last night's water. Drip, drip out of a Sunday depression. A drip, drip. This morning, I can't sleepwalk the emerald necklace. Get up, watch TV, read a few pages. 2 old sots reacquainting themselves, stare at the ceiling. I found the rose garden from Switzerland. How to get it back. A pleasant trip into bed, 10:30, ball up into a loose fist, left hand, press lightly against the top of his hip, fall asleep. February the 16th, 2006. Anachronism 148. Whatever I am is not just that I've inched silently towards you, and or whether I am going to get a haircut today, and or what I breathe in of your hair, be it long, short, black, or blonde, nor the 23-cent stamp on the Japanese postcard of a dog named Guston, who pants at the living center. The dog is also reading. And/or this warm development next to Saks at 11:46 a.m. on a rainy Wednesday. It wants to wish you a Merry Christmas. Nor a complete isolation of lack of communication. Not merely the mesh of empty commuter rail tracks, nor merely a kiss. Friday, February 17th, 2006, 149 was posted to the Anachronisms blog. What a beautiful body to end a melancholy week of trajectory, of which a Bay Area menorah toward something of myself in Sandwich, Mass. A park full of pond-side geese, Perry Ellis bandwidth, mulling politics, knolling freshly mown grass, a latte, 2 SMS messages. I bet you went to Borders in Paris. You'll find it. Me, life, it's not so bad. I finished trying. Life, it's not so bad. Me all week attempting to the final refrain of an incredibly long process in writing this concept of the joys of isolation, the inherent need for pointless questions with other humans. My physical mission, a stunning Cape Cod morning, a Mary Mary Barnstable, and just north of Hyannis for a boardwalk walk. Monday, February the 20th, 2006. Number 150. September, fog, Christmas tree. Where in the hell? On a train. DVDs drop, plop into a dull metal box. Oh God, Blockbuster. I'm cold. Julie Delpy sings inside a laptop. I used to be, but I am some slimy corporate decor. October, November, December. Tuesday, February the 21st, 2006, number 151, Dixie Kitchen. I vowed I'd come back here Saturday for dessert. Fog and cold enough to say it's cold and foggy. That'd be in Arkansas. Hot toddy. He seems to be in a pickle. I'd rather just sting myself. I got the messenger to work. Not it's some sort of hot Christmas. Going to New York for the vicious cycle. I'll sit in the steam room, the sauna, steam room, drink Cajun coffee. A week of absolute zero. The red button is a hit. I'm not sick, but I play one on TV. It's enough to want to make a drive a 30-year-old good for nothing. This will be the year of the book. More fog, more pecan pie. Wednesday, February the 22nd, 2006. Anachronism 152. I'm out of ideas. The customers shout, I'm here in New York City. This is Bronx Life, directly outside the corner of Frank's. Old classmate, keynote poet. The Christmas eyes look blearily up at the rain. What? No rain. Adrenaline is therefore pumped. I'm just damned excited. Book after book is shit. Shit. Suave lives, cringing billboards. Now I'm at Finwick's, grabbing a burger. I used to eat burgers. Nothing is more ridiculous than my first vacation since 1997. 4 targets and 1 funky hat. Children's questions, potato chips, earthquakes. I invited him over for the season premiere. He accepted. I shake him when he's almost fallen, pretends to fall, more than a decade mellow. Me has been, him passionate, aggressive, reminds me of the boundaries I haven't crossed in years. His true colors. I get over it. More snow than flagpole, more snow than rain these days. Poetry flaps on flagpoles, eroticized and otherwise. I lift my mouth to the latte. Everything is a process. I live on NBC and wait for my hamburger. Okay. 153 of the Anachronisms was posted Thursday, February the 23rd, 2006. I cried and I cried through the movie. No, really. All day date, beautiful Sunday. I cried. I couldn't stop. This doesn't happen. Now with headphones on my head, I am crying. A new CD, Faux Christmas. No lights, no hurdles. I cry on the couch, waiting to hear Smash Mouth, balloons, confetti, gift wrap. I'm crying. The cat's new torturer. Oh yeah, life goes on, even after a wet day. Get drunk, meet someone who gets mad because I don't like him any more than I like him. I'm crying. Eating Chinese food all by myself, 2 a.m. Oh, on Tuesday night, I got stoned. My cell phone is so quiet, I am crying, reading a novel, trying to sleep, chilled. Go to Dogwood, come back home, cry, sit on my roof, walk up and down the hill, get more depressed, fall in love again. Can't shake it. Look at my life, push him out. But it's a beautiful day, a beautiful day. I don't even have his new number. I cry some more. Friday, February the 24th, 2008, and 6, number 154 of the Anachronisms was posted. And get a grasp. The rainy ocean and get a grasp. I can but try and get a ginkgo this summer, October. Rainy cliff, a better grasp, a fifth different person, and fifth in 1 week, and get stability. I'm already wet, a fifth of stability. I'm get a grasp. I'm already feeling it's not really working this 5th of October because I'm exploding a tour of possible Caribbean kids, a friend, I think, and in him, I am over and over the rain of summer. So we had dinner and down the rainy ocean, a fifth of slept. I slept together. I ate an ocean. And now that I've told everyone it's possible to feel, it's get a grasp, a rainy game to clasp this heart on hope, to take again. It's me somewhere. I grasped, I cracked a heart on. Sanity, ginkgo, summery, winter, fifth feeling, slept cliff, Detroit, ocean. Monday, February the 27th, 2006, number 155. Basking lasted, autumnal glow, ladybug umbrella. Macy's is wet, nice ass. Omniscient Pine Conference at 11:59, retinal tickle. Confuse the Birds, October intimate. Charles Bukowski. Sleepy vintage bookstore, mirrors, kisses, wetter jacket, golden violence, chewed auburn, Powell and Hyde. Sum of Souls, border napkin, Chinese lesson, dark angel, brilliantly hump backwards, bite, smile into the small of my back. Tuesday, February the 28th, 2006, number 156. Woke up from this dream I've tried a million times, how I spent my summer, and I put summer in, and I splash out summer, autumn vacation, sitting inside my teacup turned up by a French song from years back. Quote, sesame bagel, cream cheese and butter, unquote. Oh, how I remember we talked, walked around, saw Sean Penn. He'd been telling me online he'd been thinking of coming to Boston for a short vacation. A short vacation. Let's go to France and get turned on. And he did. It turned out to be the most memorable thing I've ever done. Now, from accordions to fiddles, we watched the first movie and began smooching in the middle of the second. Then we climbed down a mountain to see a waterfall. So un-French-like. We see the pretty leaves, come back home on Sunday night, dance and kiss. I guess this will be at least someone who makes me want him home. Come back before I forget. I thought I would do let's see, January of 2012 to continue. I don't know whether I'll make this 3 hours. Should I make this 3 hours or just an hour long? It doesn't really, it's mostly going to go out in perpetuity. There aren't that many on because we didn't advertise the thing so much. But that was about the same as last time. Sunday, January the 15th, 2012, anachronism number 1,565, a little further in. In less than 15 years, the U.S. has gone from producing around 300 to close to 4,000 MFAs per year. This message by way of Juliana Spar. If you go hard, if you go hard, you got to get on the floor. J-Lo, my reasons for doing this are obvious, don't you think? I go out of my way, expose my blemishes, but this, historically, his unintentional self-deprecation, subsequently massive amounts of code word boyfriend get relegated to the ether, and massive amounts of code word leather. We kept getting caught in complication. That's Spar. More emotion, less crank. Coolly, we sip our lemonade. Monday, January the 16th, 2012, number 1,566 is just a quote. Our tentacles swaying with excitement. Excuse me there. That's Juliana Spar. Our tentacles swaying with excitement. There's a really pretty picture of that. This shows me that I haven't done a lot of there's still a lot of videos I've got to do. Wow. Here's another one, the same thing. Tuesday, January the 17th, 2012, number 1,567 is just a quote. My young wood that I overwinter, Hugo Claus. And there's pictures of, I think, Amsterdam. Suddenly I can't think of them. Those things that Donald Trump hates so much. The wind, the things that use the wind to make electricity. Windmills. That's what it is. Here's another one. Tuesday, January the 24th, 2012. Number 1,548. No, in 68. 1,568. The Very Fallen Street of Nuts. Kenneth Koch. As you can see, I wrote none of those three poems. But then we come to Wednesday, January the 21st, 2012, 1,569. Begins with a quote. Facebook finally pays off. Cedar Sigo. Can you see me? IMG_3851 ? I want to include in this poem. I will pay and you will find me already negotiable. I notice that your friends are starting to mix with my friends. This brings judgmental to a whole nother level. And I did say whole nother level. I noticed this before Call Larry and Laundry. Do you think that's really his name? My friend Chin, same age, just legally changed his name to Matt in Japan. I don't know if that last part's true, but Tuesday, January the 26th, 2012, number 1,570. You can't eradicate words meaning violence. In fact, that would be defeat, right? Well, I should be hardened. Take the pink from heart. Try putting a heart in that thing, pumping inside your gut. There are issues. It fits nicely into a CD sleeve, however, or red, or the after effects of Friday that he wants me to tackle. Am I pathetic? This is nice. I should be. Yesterday was nice. I want to go home and go to bed and be heartened without being a heart attack. Friday, January the 27th, 2012, number 1,571. Goes like this. On this page, I see you grew up and am surprised. Every day now I go back to this page. Sometimes we grow up and sometimes our mouths wrinkle and smudge. I don't really get anything from it. Sometimes we fly into the hands of another pair of pants. These are good times, most all of them. Sometimes we lash out like children. It's important, like shampoo. Sometimes we lash out at our children. Our suppressed hope is they remember this. And not just in flashbacks. Sometimes we spread fairy dust in Neverland. We go back to the kids we cheated ourselves from. We are not evolve. We are not anarchy, kidding ourselves with happiness. We are, and always hopefully love, and measuring our height in elementary school and being okay, better than ever, smudgy, some scales, and hunched back, sitting in our living room at the kid table with fish eyes, not even having to wish wise. Sunday, January the 28th, 2012, number 1172, begins with a quote and ends with a quote. The quote is, first one, the hat that writes, etc. on our face. No, sorry, the rain that writes, etc. on our face, by Hugo Claus. Does reading about yoga count? I am not a sphincter. Hello, no rain today. And the final quote, to know what it's like to be sprayed dead by a look. That's Cynthia Ariu King. Monday, January the 30th, 2012. I'll read a couple more, and I think that this will be the today's fundraiser. This one's called I Tried, and it has a quote by Michael Palmer and then a small poem. A word twists backward, peeling its skin up over its face. Michael Palmer. Editing is perfecting a mask. And Tuesday, January the 31st, 2012. Have you tried role play? I have tried role play. See attached document. But borders do not exist. All right, that was my fundraiser for today. It's just under an hour of poems that I read. I hope that you would give a little bit of, if you feel like it, if you're able to. I know that it's a lousy thing to ask. It's really a lousy thing to ask. But the information is there underneath this this live stream, which I will share to all of the social networks that I have. And if you have any questions, please feel free to back channel me. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for those that stopped by and those that are listening, and especially the one that listened to the whole thing. Thank you so much. And there's a place on here where I can end it. Bye.